The Nova C lander just became the first American spacecraft to land on the moon in over 50 years. This is also the first private moon lander to ever land on the surface of the moon. But there's more to the story. This is your Space Pod for February 26, 2024. Hey, what's going on? This is Chad from Orbital Edge News. It's a new week and we have some exciting and controversial news. Intuitive Machines is the company behind the recent successful moon landing that occurred on February 22nd at 6:23 p.m. This lander, called Nova C, landed in the southern polar regions of the moon. This, of course, played a part in some communication issues the team discovered throughout the mission. More on that in a bit. In case you're not familiar with this spacecraft, this moon lander was named Odysseus. The landing, however, had a series of delays and up to 2 hours from the original 4:30 landing time. Issues with the laser rangefinders decided that they didn't like going to the moon and stopped functioning. A software patch was uploaded by the mission controllers to enable the lander to use the NASA Doppler LiDAR, which doubled as a technology demonstration. Just after telemetry indicated that the lander should have made its touchdown, the signal was lost. Personally, when I heard this, I thought the lander had crashed hard. It took about 15 minutes of antenna cycling for the controllers to confirm they were receiving a weak signal from the lander. Now this is where things get dicey. After much cheering and a day of humble news, we are to find out that the Odysseus lander had in fact tipped over on its side. This was not a surprise considering the horrible center of gravity this thing had. I'm concerned if Starship will suffer the same fate. Holy crap, SpaceX better start finding solutions and using these private landers as a case study on what not to do. What was more concerning was this critical piece of information that the lander fell over was not publicly transparent. Intuitive Machines was withholding this information to make sure their stock values still held up during this so-called celebration phase. After hearing this, I was absolutely disappointed in this, and I hope future private space companies do not follow this same path. On the next full show, I will make a full statement on this issue. In other space news, Blue Origin has been confirmed to have its Pathfinder version of the New Glenn rocket upright on its pad at the Spaceport, Florida, which used to be Pad 36 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. Earlier photos had surfaced last week showing the first stage and photoshopped upper stages, causing confusion on Twitter as to if the vehicle was really at the pad. Rumors suck in spaceflight, so we wanted to report on Blue Origin until it was verified visually that it was upright on the pad. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's space news. Coming up next week is another full show. We are starting a new mini-series called What the Hell Happened? This is where we investigate what happened to emerging startup spaceflight companies and why they fell off the face of the Earth. The first company we are interviewing is Xcore. You won't want to miss this. I am Chad, and I will see you out on the launch pad.